Kuzangpo and welcome to Bhutan This Week, our weekly news magazine where we take a look at the week gone by. Our top stories this week. Her Majesty the Gyaltsen turned 23 on Tuesday. Druk Pinsum Tsokpa and People's Democratic Party secured the maximum votes in the primary round, making it through to the general elections. Here are the details. Her Majesty the Gyaltsen Jitsen Pema Wanchu turned 23 on Tuesday, the 4th of June. Celebrating the special occasion, the armed forces and the members of the Taxi Association of Bhutan offered tashikadar and the birthday cake to Her Majesty in an informal celebration at the Linkana Palace on Tuesday. The chiefs of the three armed forces and 50 members of the Taxi Association of Bhutan celebrated the 23rd birth anniversary of Her Majesty the Gyaltsen Jitsen Pema Wanchu at the Linkana Palace. They offered tashikadar and a special birthday cake to Her Majesty the Gyaltsen. After the ceremony, they were granted an audience by His Majesty the King and the Gyaltsen. They were also granted sera by His Majesty the King and Her Majesty the Gyaltsen. The taxi drivers have come from all over the country.
Rimbuche kundulu taxi lakhortame disu te purara soira nasalin na sung she jeka nasalin na benidigi da taxi driver disoya te da sambajo yi dron ngira bede da deji imbe sishuni ila
tangagi molula kutserimbe shu kin bachegane me bala molu kutserimbe rashu tashitile yi se junila nimdinalola.
A similar celebration took place last year as well. Tenzin Rupke, PBS News. The World Environment Day was marked on the 4th of June, coinciding with Her Majesty's 23rd birth anniversary. The day this year was marked on the theme Think, Eat and Save. Her Majesty the Gyaltsen, who is also the patron of the environment sector, graced the day.
Marking the day, Her Majesty the Gyaltsen planted trees along with other officials. This effort is to contribute towards Her Majesty's initiative to greenscape and beautify Bhutan. A birthday cake was also presented to Her Majesty on her birthday. Speaking about the theme of the day, Her Majesty shared how 20,000 children in the world under the age of 5 die daily from hunger.
I am a product of boarding school, and one of the things, if not the only thing, that one learns from the experience is the value of food, good or not so good. To begin with, in school we were never allowed to waste food, not even a single grain of rice. But whenever I was home for the holidays, unconsciously, I ensured nothing off my plate went to waste. And to this day, I am grateful to boarding schools and especially my teachers for forging these values into us.
Bhutan will now observe the World Environment Day on 4th June every year, coinciding with Her Majesty's birth anniversary. Sherab Zangmo for BBS News.
Druk Pinsum Tsokpa and the People's Democratic Party secured the maximum votes in the primary round, making it through to the general elections. In this report, we take a look at how the four political parties fared across the country.
Druk Pinsum Tsokpa secured the majority of votes in Bumtang, Dagana, Linsi, Sarbang, Sambujongkar, Thimphu, Trongsa and Tashiangsi. In Pema Gasel, DPT won with about 75% of total votes cast in favor of the party. PTP secured 12% of the votes, DNT 9% and DCT received about 3% of the total votes cast. Voters in Mongar also chose DPT over the other three parties, receiving about 56% of the total votes cast. DNT came second with about 22% of the votes, followed by PTP with about 18% and DCT obtained close to 3% of the total votes cast. Shemgang's choice was also for DPT, but here DNT received the second highest votes. In Tashigang, except for Trimshing constituency where Druk Namrup Sokpa won the majority votes, the other four constituencies voted for Druk Pinsum Sokpa. People's Democratic Party secured the maximum votes in Pinaka and Wangduphodrang. Voters in Ha chose PTP, getting nearly 60% of the total votes cast. Druk Pinsum Sokpa secured about 28% votes, followed by Druk Namru Sokpa and Druk Chirwang Sokpa. In Samsi, PTP and DPT won from 2 constituencies each. In Chuka, PTP received the highest votes. DPT came next, followed by DNT and DCT. DNT won the majority votes in Phinseling, while PTP secured the highest votes in Bongo Chapcha constituency. The largest Dzongkha Kasa with least number of voters voted for DPT, followed closely by PTP. DPT won in Khame Lunana constituency and PTP secured highest votes from Khate Laya constituency. Voters in Paro were divided between DPT and PTP. In Doga Shaba constituency, PTP secured the maximum votes. However, in Lamgo Wangcha constituency, DPT won the highest votes. In Chirang, DPT won the highest votes in Kilkothang Mendulkang constituency, while PTP secured maximum votes in Sergithang Chirangte constituency. Druk Phinsum Sokpa won votes mostly from the central and eastern parts of the country. They also secured highest votes from some parts of the south and western parts of the country. In total, DPT won from 33 constituencies. The People's Democratic Party secured majority votes in 12 constituencies from the western and southern parts of the country. However, PTP did not have any win in the east. Meanwhile, Druk Namru Sokpa was able to win from 2 constituencies, while Druk Chirwang Sokpa secured the least number of votes in all the constituencies except in Samsi. Sonam Lhamo for BBS News.
Druk Phinsum Sokpa and the People's Democratic Party also secured the highest number of postal ballots in the primaries.
Druk Phinsum Sokpa in total secured over 16,000 postal ballots from across the country. The party managed to get the highest number of postal ballots from 10 Dzongkhaks of Pumthang, Hlunsi, Mongar, Pemagasal, Samrup Jonkar, Thimphu, Tashigang, Tashiangsi, Trongsa and Shemgang. The rest of the 10 Dzongkhaks chose to vote for People's Democratic Party by postal ballots. The party got over 13,500 postal ballots. Druk Nyamru Sokpa secured the second highest postal ballots from Tashigang. The party in total received 7,163 ballots. Druk Chirwang Sokpa obtained the least postal ballots with 881. This is Kinga Wangmo for BBS News.
Continuous rain triggered a flash flood along Kabisa Valley in Punakha on Tuesday. The flood struck Betaka and Wakhuna villages in Kabisa Gyok in Punakha at around 6 in the morning.
Heavy and continuous rain has caused flash floods in Betaka and Wakhuna village under Kabisa in Punakha. Sources say the flash flood was caused by swelling of Jichulam stream in Wakhana due to heavy rain. There were no casualties, but more than 3 acres of paddy fields were damaged by the flood.
Today's flash flood, we have gone to all the affected sites, and we have found out that no property and life casualties were there. But of course, definitely we have seen that a lot of the paddy fields and the chili fields were damaged. And as a rough estimate, if I tell you, it is about more than 3 acres have been damaged.
The Dzongkhak officials, RBA and police personnel visited the site to assess the damaged. The Department of Road officials, the RBA and police personnel along with DESUP volunteers helped remove big boulders from Jichulam stream. Meanwhile, the road which connects to Gaza has also been damaged. According to the Deputy Executive Engineer from the Department of Roads, Palden Wangchu, it is not safe to travel during the night time until the road is fully restored. Compiled for Chunidema, for BBS News, this is Pemal Hadin.
Over in Tashiangsi, the Solin Kolongchu has washed away paddy fields in Bumdiling Gyok. This is not the first time that the monsoon-fed river has washed away rice fields in Bumdiling.
Kolongchu River, which flows through Bumdiling Gyok in Tashiangsi, has washed away paddy fields. Manigetse said he lost about 20 decimal of paddy fields located near the bank of the river.
It would be better if the concerned official could help us divert the river. I don't have much to say since my paddy fields are already gone. I have informed the government.
I informed the officials before my paddy fields were washed away. They had visited the site and just took pictures and said that they would look into the matter. There is also an excavator and it has been lying idle for a week now. I requested the Gyok to help divert the river.
The Bomdalingap Sringelsen said everything has to be done as per the Gyok budget, which is not enough as of now.
The excavator was brought here by the Wildlife Sanctuary, and I was thinking of requesting the excavator from them by the end of this month, because we don't have any budget at the moment. At the end of the budget review, if there is any leftover budget, then the problem can be solved.
A few decades ago, this very river also washed away acres of paddy fields belonging to farmers in Bomdaling. Kampal for Cheche, Tanin Finso BBS News.
The Royal Textile Academy opened formally in the capital on Wednesday. The academy has a textile museum and a weaving centre for preserving Bhutanese textiles.
The patron and the chairperson of the Royal Textile Academy, Her Majesty the Queen Mother Sangacharan Wangchuk, inaugurated the academy. The Royal Textile Academy building houses a state-of-the-art museum that showcases a collection of textile artifacts from different regions in the country. They are aimed to promote better knowledge and understanding of Bhutan's rich textile tradition. The academy also houses a weaving center where school students will be trained in weaving and contemporary skills related to fashion design and merchandising. The academy has a conservation unit as well. The unit will provide conservation services of the textile collections at the academy. It will also render support in conserving textile artifacts across the country. The museum, the weaving center and the conservation unit were constructed as part of the first and second phases of the project. About 170 million Yultrum was spent on the constructions. The third and the last phase of the project will be construction of the Academy's administrative office and cultural heritage center.
The third phase will concentrate on the RTA administrative office and rental office space, which is a critical phase of the project, as it will generate income for the sustainability of the Academy. The fourth and the largest phase will focus on the Cultural Heritage Center, expanding the Academy's scopes of activities to include the other 12 traditional arts.
The Academy will also engage in research, documentation and publication to preserve and promote various oral and living traditions of Bhutan. One of the major donors of the Academy, Dr. Frederick Paulson, said the Academy will act as a forefront for major cultural and commercial momentum in the region. Also at the inauguration event, the Queen Mother launched an exhibition catalogue book called Thazo. Her Majesty also awarded cash prizes for the winners of National Design Competition held in May this year. The Royal Textile Academy was founded by Her Majesty the Queen Mother Sangacharan Wangchuk in 2005 as a non-profit, non-government civil society organization. It was established to preserve and promote particularly the textile arts and the 13 arts in general. Pemasuki for BBS News.
Plastic bottles make up a huge part of waste that is generated in the country. The students of Mendelgang Middle Secondary School in Tsirang say there are ways to make the most of every bottle. The school is not just saying this, it has in fact built a raft using little over 600 PET bottles that were thrown away.
Plastic bottles take more than 700 years to decompose and take at least 1,000 years to fully decompose. The science coordinator of Mendelgang School says many consumers buy bottled goods but forget that bottles can be recycled and put to good use, like the school building a raft.
Galefu, Maukola, every year they suffer from the flooding. So this can be an alternative way where the villagers, the laymen can implement, they can make themselves and they can use it for not for in the large scale, for just for small transportation, from going from one place to another. So these are some what we have thought.
So in our case, in order to promote the reuse of bottles, we are thinking of having the boat used as a recreation. So looking at the examples, so villagers are also planning to make, even our teachers are planning to make such a small boat.
The raft made from hundreds of plastic bottles highlights the issue of plastic debris. The students also believe that since plastic bottles are everywhere, they should be reused in the most efficient manner.
You did not serve the country only by working in offices. You can serve in smaller way like we are doing by collecting PET bottles. On weekends, we showcase our models and share with the farmers the importance of reducing and reusing PET bottles.
This is second time we're here rafting as we cannot come here every weekend due to other programs at our school.
We can even make like bait, sofa seat and like even other materials. So we want to suggest people that do not throw PET, but like these kind of bottles they can preserve and make. Even we can come up with other models.
Villagers rushed to catch a glimpse of the new but simple innovation when the students had tried it in their pond. The villagers then reacted, saying that waste is not waste if reused well.
We have now realized that PET bottles can be recycled usefully. Besides using them to store water, you can also build anything. I'm going to save PET bottles from now on, instead of throwing them away and littering the area.
It is only inspiring that such a small-scale effort has translated into such a change in attitude. Kampal for Yishingidup, Sherab Zongmo for BBS News.
Well, that was Bhutan This Week. Join us again next week at the same time as we bring you a selection of some of our best reports of the week. Until then, this is Tenzin Rabki saying bye-bye and have a good weekend.